Okay, we're going to go over the different parts. First of all, this is a monocular compound microscope or a digital microscope, and there are two different chargers that you will find, so make sure you grab one. They're different voltage, and so this is the binocular and this is a monocular. It's probably better for these slides if you do use a binocular microscope. If we run out, then you can use the other one. So let's go over the different parts of the microscope, because if we reference it, you'll know what we're talking about. Okay, so these are the ocular lenses. This is what we're going to look through. And on these, you can adjust it so you can look through both, use both eyes, and adjust it for the width of your eyes. Next, the base. And then we have the revolving nose piece. This is what we're going to rotate for our lenses. There are colors on it. You will never use the white lens because that's for oil immersion. Okay, so we're always going to start on the lowest magnification. So total magnification, you take the eyepiece or the ocular lens, so you find here's 10x. They're not all 10x, ours are. And then you find on the objective lens, because this is closest to the object you're looking at, and this one is a 4, you multiply the 2, so this is 40. When I go up in magnification, make sure it locks in. This one has a 10 on it, so now multiply, that's 100 total magnification. And we're going to try to get it under as close as we can. This has a 40, the first number, 10, so that's 400 total magnification. Now, this is the stage. Never move the stage by hand back and forth, okay? There are two knobs on the side right here. One will move it backwards and forwards. The other one will go side to side. Now, as we rotate this around, the next I want to point out are the focusing knobs. They're the same on both sides, so you can use either hand. The knob, the larger one closest to the microscope, is the coarse adjustment. This one is going to move the stage a lot. So this one you only move and use when it's under the shortest lens or the 40 total magnification. Okay? As soon as you rotate, move to the longer lenses, the 100 and 400. You never use the coarse adjustment again. You only use the fine adjustment or the smaller knob because it will not move the stage as much. Then you would avoid breaking the microscope slide. Next, we're going to talk about the light source. On the back of the microscope, we have an on-off switch, so we're going to turn that on. If it does not turn on, then you need to grab one of your power cords. The other thing that you can check below the two knobs that move the stage, there is a knob that regulates opening and closing of the light. So check that also. If you do need to plug into the table, then there is the port to plug in. So check those items first. Okay, now sometimes you'll have hairs or fibers that are light in color and there's too much light coming through and it washes it out. So what we need to do is we need to dim the light. So there's a couple things you can try. First, there is a condenser. There's a black knob here, and what it does, if you watch the light source, when I turn it, it's going to move the light away from the lens. So that's one way. The other way is opening and closing the diaphragm. And so there's a little metal switch here, and you just slide it, and it closes the light down. So you can try both of those if the hair fiber is very light in color, because you want to be able to see the medulla running down the middle. If you have too much light, it'll wash it out like I said, and you just won't be able to see that detail. To focus the microscope, once you get the slide on the stage, you adjust the light. Now this is a fiber, so I'm going to move the stage. Now I'm going to try to find hairs that are crossing so I can get a good sample. Okay, if you see a dark donut looking object like right there, that's an air bubble. So now I'm going to focus. I'm on 40 total magnification. It's a little jumpy because of the digital microscope. So this is what I'm looking for, the medulla. Once I have that in focus, I'm going to try to get that in the center of what I want to look at. I'm going to move this down. I want that X in the middle where the hairs cross so I can get a good sample. Move that in the middle again. The hairs are on top of each other, so this is the hair that's on top, the one that does not have the medulla, and this one does have the medulla. So the one on top without has already completely turned gray. The other one is turning gray. Now I'm going to go up to 400 magnification. The last one was 100. This is the top one with no medulla. You can barely see it right there. These are the scales. And then let me focus on the one beneath, and this is the medulla. Okay, so I would say that would be a continuous medulla. When you're finished using the microscope, we need to store it properly so that we don't damage the scope and we have to send it in for repairs. We need to turn the light off. The stage needs to be completely down. If not, the weight of the stage will strip the gears, and make sure it's on the lowest power. The power cord, if you used it, we need to make sure it's either wrapped up, or if there's a rubber band, that we gather up the cord and put it in a designated space. But just make sure that the stage is down, that's the crucial part, and turn it off. Those are the two big things.